What's up there? If you own a Kanger Dripbox and you're thinking about rewicking using normal Japanese organic cotton, then you're in luck, because in this tutorial I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So I'm going to assume that you are a relative newbie in terms of vaping, and most probably this is your first RDA or rebuildable dripping atomizer that you're working with. Also, maybe your first time that you're trying to change the cotton wick for your atomizer. So yes, this is not for those who already know how to do the things I just talked about, okay? So this is for the absolute beginner. I'm going to show you how to save some money using the organic cotton that was included in your Dripbox starter kit. So open up your box and check for it. There's definitely a little bit of Japanese organic cotton included in there. There's also a spare coil. So I'm going to show you how to remove your old cotton, how to clean the coils, how to dry burn the coils and get rid of all the nasty gunk, how to put in your new cotton until you get the perfect setup for your drip box. Alright guys, so let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to show you some basic techniques and explain some of the basic concepts of changing your cotton wick for the sub drip RDA for your drip box starter kit. Okay, and also I'm going to give you two options here. I'm going to explain on how to use the pre-made coils. This is actually a new coil. I just tested it by taking it out. So if you want to just buy coils like this and use them for your drip box, you can do that as well. Just a few things that you need to pay attention to. And next, I'm also going to show you how to just change just the cotton. So this cotton that we have here came with the drip box starter kit. So if you check your drip box starter kit, you will find a little bit of organic cotton. So we're going to work with this. I'm not going to show you how to build the actual coils for the drip box because you can always search YouTube on how to do a build for any RDA, any simple RDA, and that's almost exactly what you will need to do to build your own coils for the RDA as well. So all we need really is a pair of really sharp scissors to cut your cotton, and also a bowl of water, or you can use running water from your faucet or from your tap. But I can't do that right now in front of the camera, so I'm just going to use a bowl of water. So first things first, how do you know when you need to change the wick for your drip box? Well, basically when you notice that the flavor starts to become a bit weird and you start getting dry hits, a horrible feeling when you take a hit with your drip box and the flavor is just not there, it's kind of fucked up. Most probably then you will need to start to re-wick this thing. Alright, so as I said, you have two options here, and the first one is to just remove the entire deck. So what you're going to do is just twist this part here, remove the entire deck, just like that, and you can wipe off the excess e-liquid or e-juice that you may have in there. Okay, you can also wash this out if you want to, and then you can just pop open one of those pre-made decks, pre-made coils, and it has all the organic cotton you need to get started. Now the only thing you will need to do here, okay, is you need to adjust the cotton a little bit. Because of the way this comes in a package like what you saw earlier, some parts of the cotton may end up compressed. Okay, so what you need to do is just gently fluff up the cotton a little bit and try to pull off any loose parts of the cotton, as you can see here. And if you do this, then the absorption of the cotton will be much better because we don't want any dead cotton, any lumps of cotton affecting the absorption of your juice. So just doing this will eliminate most of the wicking problems that you may have. Okay, just gently, don't pull too hard, gently remove all the unwanted, all the loose bits of cotton. fluff it up with your fingers. And if you find that one part of the cotton is a bit longer than the other, then you can just gently pull the cotton and even it out. Okay, so now you can see that the cotton is much fluffier than before, and all you need to do is put this in and screw it in. Just like that. And using any screwdriver, any simple screwdriver, you can just tuck the cotton in like that. Make sure that the cotton does not get in the way of the coil. Okay, so we should not have cotton at the bottom of the coil here, because you want the vapor to be able to escape from the coil in all directions, all sides of the coil, instead of cotton blocking the vapor or getting in the way of the vapor at the bottom side of it. So you can just continue to tuck in the cotton. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. As you can see, it looks good. Now, the first time you do this, I would recommend that you actually fill or drip your e-juice or e-liquid right on top. Alright, and the reason we do this is because with squonking is good, but if the cotton is bone dry like this, it will take some time for it to be completely saturated. The faster way is to just drip, put your e-juice like this, right on top there. Alright, get it completely saturated like this. Alright, and then you can squonk all you want later. Alright, so that's one way, but if you don't want to keep buying the replacement decks, the replacement coils, there's of course a cheaper way. You can just remove the cotton from your older deck. This one, for example, as you can see, it's all gunked up. Okay, so you can just remove the cotton and just replace only the organic cotton. And the way to do this is to squeeze the cotton. And all you have to do is hold the cotton on both ends. Okay, like this. Put the edge of your fingernail on one side of the coil and then just pull the cotton out. Okay, and if this is a bit difficult to do, you can just twist it like this. Twist it and get it out. So the reason you put your fingernail on one side of the coil is to prevent the coil from getting bent out of shape. So now you have one part of the cotton out, and you can remove the other part as well. Straighten it out. Okay, make sure that you place your fingernail on one side or one edge of or one end of the coil like this. Right, and you're done. Now it's just a matter of rinsing this out. Give it a wipe. So here's how the deck looks like with just a coil without any cotton in it. And as you can see, some parts of the coil may be a bit bent out of shape. So if you have a tweezer, and this would be a good time to start using your tweezer. But if your coil looks okay, then you don't have to worry about it, but we're going to test it out. Okay, so we're going to screw the deck back into the base of the RDA of the sub drip, and there's a lot of gunk on the coils. So now we're going to remove the gunk, and the way to do it is to have a bowl of water. You can do this in front of running water. Press the fire button and let the coils glow red hot. Now the stuff that's burning there is the leftover e-juice that is gunked up on your coils. Alright, so now that it's glowing hot, I'm just going to dip it into the bowl, just enough to get the coil section submerged inside the water. And you can see all the gunk starting to come out. I'm going to do it again. And dunk it in. Alright, so now you can see that I have got rid of almost all the gunk that you saw on the coils. So basically, Kanger coils like this, it can last you for months, okay, maybe 2 months, 3 months, or even longer if you continue to clean it out like this. And then you can just worry about buying some organic cotton, Japanese organic cotton, and just adding it and rewicking it, and that should get you pretty far. Like I said, 2 to 3 months. The coil will be good enough for 2 to 3 months. So how do you know when you actually need to replace the coils themselves? The best way to look at that is when the ohm reading of your coils are way off. So now the coils here starts off at 0.2 ohms. Now after a while, as the coil starts to degrade, the ohm resistance will jump about. So it may go to 0.3 or 0.35, and then you know that you need to replace your coils. Alright, so now that you have rinsed off your coils, you have removed all the gunk in the coil. So before we start wicking it, we're going to make sure that there are no issues with the coil. So to do that, if you have a ceramic tweezer or any other tweezer, you can see that maybe the coil may be a bit out of shape if you pull the cotton a bit too hard. What you can do is just try to use your tweezer, pull one side of the coil and try to even out the coil so that the spacing of the coils, as you can see on either side, it looks about the same. So the way to test this out is to fire it, and if you can see that the coils are glowing evenly at the same time from the inside out, that will mean that this is perfect to start wicking it. Now if it does not glow evenly, if one side glows red faster than the other side, then what you can do is, using your tweezer, you can try to just squeeze the coils a little bit to remove the spacing between the wires here. Okay, get it to about the same. So this one should look about the same as this. Check on the bottom as well. Sometimes the distance of the coils in the bottom is smaller than on top. Okay, so what you can do, squeeze it gently with your tweezer, try again, and if it gets to about like this, then you're good to go. Now it's time to get your organic cotton out. So a square like this, well actually a little bit more than this, I've used it a little bit, should have come in your Dripbox starter kit in this little Ziploc plastic bag. So it should be folded in two, and when you take it out, then you can start to cut a strip out of this. Now how do you cut a strip out? So as you can see, the cotton fiber, okay, the fiber runs along like this from here to here, and this would mean that you would need to cut parallel with the cotton fibers. Why? Because if you cut it this way, if you cut it diagonal like this, okay, then that will make for a very weak cotton. As you can see, the fiber runs from here to here. So if I try to pull the cotton sideways like this, it will break apart very, very easily. But if I try to pull it like this, it feels much stronger, okay? If you're not sure how much to cut, you can measure your coil. Okay, so this is your coil, and cut roughly twice as much as that. Alright, so let's start on one side. Like that. I'm going to fold it into two. I'm going to cut it down the middle. And now we have two strips of cotton for both sides of the deck. But before you start to put it in, what you need to do is remove the outer layer of the cotton. The outer layer is very compressed, as you can see here, because of the way it is packaged, and we don't need the outer layer. Generally speaking, the outer layer would not wick as well, so get rid of that. And on the other side as well. Alright, get rid of that. And now you can just fold your cotton in two like this, and using your fingers you can gently massage out any loose part of the cotton. We don't need any of those loose parts. Okay, so now it looks good. And what you need to do is squeeze one end of the cotton, pinch and squeeze it, twist it like that. And now put the cotton through the coil. Grab it on the other side and pull it through. So it should be easy for you to do this. Now if the cotton is getting stuck, what you can do is just take this out and just try to strip out little bits of cotton at a time. If you end up with too little cotton, there will be a problem as well. So when you start pulling the cotton, okay, you should get some resistance here, but not too much. Just like that. And we're going to do the same with the other side as well. Alright, for the second coil, we're going to start from the other side. So for this coil, we put the cotton this way, and for this one, we're going to start it this way. Okay, and now get your pair of scissors, make sure they're sharp, and cut the cotton out, just about like that. On the other side as well. And now using your fingers, you can just fluff up the cotton a bit, because when you cut the cotton, it will be a bit compressed as well. You can see here. Okay, so it's compressed, and we're going to fluff it up again. We'll do the same thing. We will take a screwdriver or whatever, and I would like to, just bend the cotton in a bit like this, and then I would tuck it in. Bend it, tuck it in. Okay, so here's how it looks like. Now, just the same as before, we're going to juice this up first. We're not going to squonk it, or we're not going to squeeze the bottle right away, because it's just easier to get the cotton saturated this way when it's a brand new piece of cotton. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's okay. I think one side has a little less cotton than the other side. You can always change it out later if you want to. Now let's test it out. Alright, so you're going to press the button a little bit, just pulse it and blow at the same time. Alright, so that will get the wicking going as fast as possible. And now you can test to squonk it, to press the bottle at the bottom. Just squeeze it gently, let go, squeeze, let go, and do that. Okay, and now you are good to go. So you can pop the cap back on. Make sure that the airflow control, or the AFC, is in line with both sides of the coil, just like that. You can twist the cap to control your airflow. I prefer it halfway open instead of completely open on either side. And now let's vape on it. Alright, I think the wicking for this is working perfectly. So you have two options here, guys. You can either just continue buying the pre-made coils like this, and with the cotton that comes with the coil. I find that the cotton that comes installed with the coils a bit, I don't know what to say. Is it low quality, or maybe a bit degraded being in a package for so long? I always find it to be better, to be fresher, if I would just cut a strip of my own organic cotton and just wick it myself. Well, it's really up to you. Again, the replacement coil costs like, I don't know, $2 for one of this, or even lesser. Maybe you can get it for lesser. So if you're too lazy to wick it, then you can just buy the pre-made coils. But all I'm trying to say here is that the coils themselves, the wire, the Kanthal A1 wire itself, can last pretty long. So if you want to save some money, buy a pack of organic cotton, and I recommend this one here, Kogendo organic cotton. So a pack like this, as you can see, there's lots and lots of cotton inside. I think a small pack like this would be about $2 as well. But you can wick it, you can wick your drip box like, I don't know, 100 times or more. So that's all for this tutorial. Now let's get back to FaceTime. Alright guys, I hope that was useful to you. So as you saw in the close-ups, this thing is pretty easy to do. Okay? It's really easy to do. Now I really have to give 2 thumbs up to Kanger for introducing the drip box, or actually the drip mod, the sub drip, and the drip mod, which is collectively known as the drip box. And they introduced this to the vaping community. And before this, Squonk box mods, which is basically what this is, a squonker, right? So squonkers used to be pretty expensive because they were mostly custom made, but this is so affordable, and really I've been using this exclusively for like the past 4 days, and it works perfectly. No fuss, no hassle, nothing to worry about. Just one button, press the button, and you can have a really wonderful vape. In fact, if you are a Kanger fan, okay, a Kanger fanboy, and you stick to Kanger Tech products, then definitely the vape that you get from the Dripbox is so much better, more vapor, tons of more vapor than, let's say, for example, a sub-tank mini or a sub-tank or a top tank. So as far as the Kanger Tech world is concerned, this is revolutionary. And I guess in some ways it is. So go ahead and enjoy your Dripbox. And you can use the method that I showed you in the close-ups to change your organic cotton. And you can do some research. Organic cotton is very, very cheap. But if you want the best cotton, then I'm going to recommend something to you. Let me just get it. So this is what I'm talking about right here, okay? Cotton bacon. And it's really good. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money. And it comes in huge strips like this, which is why I guess they call it cotton bacon, because it's about the size or the width of strip of bacon. Well, actually, this much. Alright, so you can get this at your local B&M. Just ask them for it. Cotton bacon, very, very popular. Or you can get Kogendo organic cotton, or just any kind of organic cotton. But remember, it has to be organic cotton, okay? So don't steal your wife's beauty cotton and try to wick with that. It's dangerous. Just don't do it. So if you have any comments, as usual, please make sure that you leave your comments in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer your comments and help you out if you have any trouble, any questions about wicking for the Dripbox by Kanger Tech. Alright folks, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Geekay, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit geekayvapes.com.